Howdy, my noble friends. Sir Kakababu is back with World of Tanks, and today we are going to be looking at the T-832. This is the reward vehicle, which is actually a premium vehicle once you complete the battle pass. Is it worth it or not, the battle pass itself? Well, I made a video, link to it is up above and in the description down below, so you guys can check that out. Today we are going to be talking about this tank. What do you need to know about it? T-832 is just like the regular tech tree T-32 but with a bit of accurate gun. One of the things which I disliked about the T-32 back in the day was its sluggishness and slow speed. But these days, a turbo can be equipped, and the mobility wise, T-832 and T-32 become bearable. On top of that, its gun handling is quite alright, so you won't feel the need to use vertical stabilizer on it, right? So you won't be missing out on anything. So equip this vehicle with vents, rammer and turbo. With a good crew, and you're all set to rip apart enemies on the battlefield. And speaking of crews, this tank also comes with a 0 perk Brothers in Arms crew. Now I am not, of course, going to use this crew trained for the T-832. I would use it in any other tank, but this is a fantastic perk, really, because check that out, 0 perk Brothers in Arms. So that is fantastic. For now, I'll be using my T-29 crew in it, which is quite experienced, as you can see. And we'll check out a couple of games which I had in this vehicle, and so far I really liked it. I mean, the skin is fantastic. The Terminator skull, shiny, and this eye, look at all the attention to detail. No fate on the barrel, chain, shotgun, minigun, roses. I mean, it is just T2 as well. How awesome is that? I completed the battle pass 4 days earlier, so I would have a lot of time to play around in this vehicle, and maybe one of these days one would even get a mastery badge ace tanker game in it, but that is to come later on in the days. But for now, let's check out a couple of games I had and see what my first impressions are about this vehicle. On to the battlefield! Alrighty then, partners, we are on Redshire. I am in a platoon with trusty old Queen of the Seas up to no good. He is driving in the Tiger 2, and this game we are going to see both our perspectives. I am going to do my work and he would do his. Let's see what we can do on this map. This is a full tier 8 game. Everyone is a tier 8 and team placement is fantastic. 9-0 line has been invested heavily by the heavies. We are being covered by tank destroyers. Mediums are over there. P-77 and M3Y went over there. I don't know why. BZ-176 chose to go onto the 1-2 line, which is fantastic, because that area must be covered by someone as well. I spotted early on that this Borask might cause some troubles for us, so I was a bit worried about it, but we haven't been hit in the side by someone. Enemy mediums AMBT and Panther 2 plus Borask have moved aggressively against us. Up to no good was saying that he has been hit frontally by the Borask, so well, that sucks. Meanwhile, KV4 is in front of us. He has been tracked by the guy behind me, and I put a tracking shot into him as well. We spotted the Tiger 2 as well. I put a round into the weak spot of the KV4. The turret on top of its turret is the weak spot, but it is not so weak after all, as you guys shall see in this round. I mean, that round didn't go in because I didn't aim that shot properly, and also I hit the side of it, so that was not good. This time, instead of going for the KV4, I saw an opportunity to hit the AMBT, so I decided to go for it. Another round placed squarely into the KV4's turret top of the turret, So, well, KV4 isn't really doing so hot. I mean, KV4 is a behemoth, fantastic vehicle, but when you are so up and close to it, it is really, I mean, he is doing everything humanly possible. He is playing his vehicle correctly, but not today, son. We put around into the lava, lower his hit point on leaving him on 9 hit points. That was unfortunate. If only RNG had blessed us with a couple of high roll, we could have finished him off, but we meanwhile put a round into the BZ-176. I really wanted to kill the BZ, but he moved his tank in such a way that I couldn't kill him. Now the fight has been going on ferociously. TNH behind me goes down and we finish off the Bisonte C45. Now the enemies are hurting. They are on really low health. Look at Borask, Lova. Lova puts a round into my tracks, and just when I was about to kill the Lova, Panther 2 swooped in and took a round for him. That was unfortunate. Now Up to No Good has moved up behind me, and I am trying to move into this rock to put a round into anyone, really. I mean, anyone would do. This 7032 is trying to engage us aggressively, and it is just man, I really hope my round could have gone into the AMBT, but no worries. Renegade behind me finishes off the AMBT. I wonder why that shot didn't go in. I mean, the round was gold. Perhaps the AMBT's turret is really strong. Now I am trying to move up over here to put a round into the top of the turret of the 703, but sadly Judas 03 over there finished us off. Now let's see what Up to No Good has been up to all this time while we were engaged in this fight. Alrighty then, partners. Friendly neighborhood No Good is moving in position. As you can see, I am moving up ahead, and we all were worried about the medium tanks hitting us, and No Good got hit frontally by the Borask. He was operating over there, and he was like, oh well, mediums are mega aggressive today. Well, they were aggressive and they played well, but eventually they paid for it with their lives as well. Let's see what happens. Now No Good is looking towards that Borask area and this region as well of E56, which is being infested by the tank destroyers usually, so he perhaps didn't want to get hit by them in the side. KV4 up ahead puts a round into me, and No Good's round got faffed into the void. He missed it, and don't worry about that wonky silhouette of the KV4. It is a replay bug which happens time to time. Well, what can one say? It is as if they've got mega disembodied wings around the KV4. What is going on here? Oh, come on, No Good. He should have switched to gold ammunition a while ago, but whatever. Well, the shooting, let's just say at the start, has been a bit subpar, I would say. And oh wow, well, KV4 is doing alright, and No Good is finally switching to gold ammunition so that he can start doing some work. Finally, KV4 goes down at the hands of No Good, and that is fantastic. The people which were in front of me were continuously shooting the dudes behind, and they were shooting at No Good and the TNH. So they've lost a lot of hit points, which is not very good. That round didn't really hit the C-45's turret, and I think even if it had hit it, it wouldn't have gone in because the turret of the Bisonte is really strong. No Good put a fantastic round into the cupola of PZ-176, and that behemoth Tier 8 Chinese rocket boosting heavy tank, the deadly one, goes down. Now Lova, AMBT, Borask all are on a low hit points. I was trying to side scrape and put a round into them somehow. I put a round and Panther swoops in, as you guys remember. Now No Good is taking over. I'm on low hit points. No Good moves back a bit, bounces around, does some expert side scraping. Lova moves in, except it is not the Lova, it is the Panther 2. No Good puts a round into it, tracks him, and fantastic work is about to happen. Fire! And it was so fantastic that nobody even saw it. It was so awesome. Well, anyways, the next round is almost loaded. 703 is moving up, and 703 is a fantastic vehicle which, if played correctly, can do wonders. Nova moves in, No Good finishes him off. So now another enemy tank has gone down. Now No Good moves back again. This Panther 2 is just, I don't know if whether he was willingly and trying to save his teammates or just coming back for more. No Good puts a round into the cupola of the 703, which is really hard to hit, but expert marksmanship comes into play. I think he is trying to make up for all the shots he faffed at the start. So, well, that sucked. He is on 2000 hit points, and 703 is just hanging tight, trying to get an opportunity to hit our hero in the Tiger 2. Let's see if we can hit him. The gun depression doesn't allow us to hit his side at the moment, or, well, when I say gun depression, the lag thereof, that is. I mean, one cannot push onto the 703 at this moment because I told No Good Judes 03 was covering these guys. So if he went around, then the Judes would finish him off or do damage to him. So we have to at the moment hang over here, and No Good puts the round into the top of the turret without aiming because there was no time to aim, and 703 makes a catastrophic mistake moving on his side against him and puts a round finally into the optics observation device of No Good, which totally absorbs it, and we came on top unscathed. He puts another round, but that bounces as well, as No Good was expertly side scraping, and finally No Good finished him off. 703, there is a lot to be desired. He played that really miserably, and which went in our favor, so I am glad. Otherwise, that vehicle is so strong that cannot be described, that can single-handedly carry flanks if allowed to, but not today. It was our heroes No Good, that is day, who played his Tiger 2 expertly and carried our flank. So now our heavy flank, in which we engaged in a super brutal fight, has been won. We are on 13 kills, and only the Judes 03, which finished me off, and the SMV CC-67 remains. Those tank destroyers must be camping at the back. Let's see if we can put rounds into them. Let's see patterns. Well, the SMV is over there on the K2 region. Now Pantera is moving up, and perhaps he'll be able to spot the Judes. Oh well, No Good gets spotted. Judes would be, yep, he puts around us, and again RNG made his face to shine upon No Good, and the round gets absorbed by the gun. Gun gets damaged. No Good repairs it, and now he is loaded for bear, waiting for the UDES to get spotted. Come on, UDES, you can do it, i.e. rear your ugly head and get killed, really? So, die. Fire! Oh, 336 round and SU-130 PM finished off that Swedish T-8 deadly sneaky tank destroyer. Meanwhile, on the other flank, SMV CC-56 gets killed by the SU-130 PM as well. So there you have it, partners. But we are not done yet. On to the next game. Alrighty then, partners, this time we are on the map Mannerheim line and we are alone. This time we dropped no good and this game just happened. So let's see what becomes of us. We are moving straight away to the heavy corner. My thinking is to move in this location, which is really strong for going hull down. So I am moving in, charging ahead, making full use of my turbo, but Borask had another idea. So Borask and BZ-166 puts killer rounds into us, and now already right off the bat we have lost half of our hit points. So it has been a terrible start for us. This time we are starting off with a disadvantage. We move forward, put a round into the Skoda T56 and well, let's just say that the gun depression of the T-832 aka T-32 is not sufficient to be played in this position properly. Now if I want to hit those enemy vehicles at my front, I have to move forward and expose myself. If I do that, then my weak hull can be hit by them. We put a round into the IS-3 which was exposed. We wasn't expecting to be hit by us, but IS-6B has been aggressive, I must say. I mean, I wouldn't have felt confident at all in that vehicle, but he is making the most of his situation. The penetration on his round is not very good. We spot lower, we put a round through his track into its hull and we do good amount of damage. So fantastic. Well, I look at the SMV and then look away to the BZ-166 upon whose side turret we had a shot, but then at the last moment he turned his turret and we bounced a round. Now situation is a bit tricky. We put a round into the AMX-65T, he puts a round into us. Now we are down to 473 hit points, so we cannot sustain our situation like this. That is why I am retreating. I would like the enemies to move forward and expose themselves, because I cannot afford to take a hit from any more enemies, otherwise I would be dead. T-122 TM has had enough of this, our shenanigans. He moves up, we put a round into us, he rams into the IS-6B, gets hit by our guys which are all over the place. We put a round into the T-122 TM and that Chinese vehicle goes down. That is the price you pay for being impatient. Sometimes just grinding it out and just persevering through the slugfest is the way forward. Now I am pointing to the map that there was a Borask over there, and there you go. That is the same Borask which put a round into us, which means he knows his stuff and is playing aggressively. Now I cannot move up against these guys, the 50 prototype, and flank the AMX-65T and company, because the Borask is covering that area. IS-6B finally moves down. He was too aggressive and too underpowered really. One of the gold rounds of the enemies must have defeated his armor, and after having a fantastic round, maybe he went down. We put a round into the AMS-65T. He tried to shoot us, but our tracks absorbed it, so he noticed that he cannot push onto us. This is a fantastic location. If the enemy tries to move past this location, they are in a danger of sliding down into the water and drowning. Meanwhile, theirs and our tank shells or husks are in front, which are also protecting us. So we are continuously defending this area, which is easily defensible. That's not to say that the enemy didn't try to force their way upon us. They tried and they didn't succeed. SMV-67 meanwhile made full use of his hull down capability. We put a round into the Lova returns the favor, does 326 damage, and now we are totally on 147 hit points. We are very low. We are one-shottable to any enemy vehicle on the enemy team, so we now must start to play super cautiously. T-32 is moving up, and he would demonstrate why going upwards is really dangerous, because the Borask is covering that region. So if you move up, one can get hit in the side by the T-50 50TP prototype. If we expose our hull too much, then Borask hits us. So I was pointing to our tank destroyers earlier that someone should make a move on the Borask so that our flank and area of approach can free up. If that Borask doesn't go down, we are at an impasse, at a stalemate. So this is just a waiting game at the moment, but T-32 has gotten tired of waiting. He has started to move up. He is making a move. He gets hit in the side by the Borask. He gets hit in the front by the 50TP prototype, and finally when he goes over there, Skoda T-56 finishes him off. That is what I was talking about earlier. That area of approach is impossible at the moment as long as the Borask is alive. However, things are about to change. Meanwhile, IS-3 is making a move as well. He moves down, puts a round into us, but luckily we bounced a round, and our CC-56 and also those guys at the back, WZ-120, put a round into us. So now IS-3, who was feeling quite comfortable earlier on, is now down to a low amount of hit points. SMV-67 finishes off the Lova. We put a round into the Skoda T-56. RHM over there moves against the Borask, and fantastic. I thank him for his service for clearing our flank, and now we are moving against the AMX-65T. I had a shot, but I wasn't reactive enough to hit his side, but this time I put a round into the cupola of the AMX-65T, and he is down. Only the IS-3 remains, which was finished off by the SMV CC-56. So this slugfest in this heavy corner has come to an end, and we have become victorious. Meanwhile, our guys over there from the 9-0 line moved up ahead as well and cleared the base. That is why Skoda T-56 was able to get back to the base area. Remember, when he was getting back, we put a round in his back. My intention was to put a tracking shot onto him, but I wasn't able to do so. That is why Skoda managed to escape. But he wouldn't be able to escape for long, because everyone on our team is moving towards us. Our Ryan Borsig in front of me is leading the charge, and let's see, and well, WZ over there had a shot on him, and he sneaked around in before the RHM could finish the Skoda off. So there you have it, partners. Now let's check out the post-game stats for both the games and see what carnage we truly created on the battlefield today through this Terminator machine T-832. On to the post-game stats. Alright then, partners, on the Red Shire we secured 134,000 credits with 4,173 experience with all the damage done to enemy vehicles, which was fantastic. Sadly, we couldn't secure any hero medals because we were not the hero of that game. Hero was the Su-130 PM, who secured Confederate medal, and that is the only medal which was given away in that game. That was just the even distribution of damage among team players, which carried the day. Look at No Good. He did 2772 damage with 4 kills, 1243 base experience. Meanwhile, we did 1011 base experience. So fantastic result for the power platoon, and we made our presence felt at the heavy corner. As you saw, we were right in the thick of things. Not to mention the Scorpion G, which was providing support, and also Su-130 PM and Pantera as well. Look at that. Nifty little medium vehicle was all over the place, providing spots and doing good work on the right flank. We fired 13, direct hits were 12, so marksmanship, it better be on point at close ranges. So it was on point, but sadly we bounced a few rounds, so there were only 8 penetrations. 82,000 credits made, so look at that. I mean, good amount of profit was made. I was in a platoon. I wasn't using any credit reserves, so that bonus has not been applied. Look at all the experience I gained. I mean, experience was maximum, sure, but also 2x for the first victory, 3x for the applied bonus, then for premium vehicle, then for playing in platoon. So we secured 4,173 experience. So fantastic result. Let's quickly check out how No Good did. He fired 20, direct hits for 15. So we saw those rounds which were bounces or misses at the start, so that came back to haunt his hit ratio. But anyways, he was the all-around superstar in that game. And in the Mannerheim line match, oh man, that is a mouthful. That map used to be called Arctic Circle, and that is what I am going to call it. Anyways, we got second class mastery badge. Our performance was good, but it wasn't a world ending performance, and mastery badge requirement these days is really high because this vehicle is being played by good players which are reviewing it and having good games in it. One of these days I would secure the mastery badge for sure. I got these insignificant medals and also got the Spartan medal for ricocheting around when I was about to get killed. Got a lot of credits, 163,000, 2,854 was the experience, and on top of that I completed the heavy tank 11 mission. In that mission I have to do 3,000 damage and get 4 kills. So I did the 3k damage but wasn't able to secure 4 kills, so couldn't fulfill the secondary options. That is why I am going to continue on that mission until I do it with honors. For our 3,511 damage, we secured 1,189 base experience, so fantastic result for the T-832. Look at the SMVC C67. He blocked a lot of damage, so his upper structure was working. That area was totally suited for him. Not to mention these super Pershings did good work over on the other flank. Perhaps I didn't see them. And this hero Ryan Borsig, which finished off that measly Borask, which mattered to me really. I fired 14, hit 13, and 12 were penetration. So marksmanship again was on point. So you guys are starting to see the theme. It is accurate and you are going to hit most of the rounds which you fire from this vehicle. So it is a fantastic fun tank, I would say. good value for money overall, this battle pass. Even if you are getting the tank by after purchasing the improved battle pass, I would say it's a good vehicle. And if you needed a good American tier 8 heavy, then well, you got it. It's fantastic. We made 150,000 profit and a good amount of XP. So all in all, fantastic game for the T-832. So there you have it, partners. A good solid all-around vehicle, and the saga of Battle Pass Terminator Judgment Day has come to an end for me. I have completed it. I got in the tank, gotten all the rewards. So all in all, it was a fun time. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please consider giving it a like down below and also subscribing to the channel. And I'll see you guys in my upcoming future videos. So until next time, goodbye, my noble friends.